Hello and welcome to our tutorial today. We are still continuing with the creation of this website. I'll just show us what we did last time. So far this is what we've done. We've done the top bar, the navigation bar, and today we are going to focus on the banner, this banner that you see here. And you will realize that this is probably this website going to be the area with the least amount of code. Just go ahead and show us how we are going to do this. The first thing I want us to see that there is an image that I'm using for the banner, that is this one here. So you can choose to have your own image for the same, and, yeah, and you can style it the way you want. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to go to the CSS, just trying to add the sections. We can have a div that I will give a class of banner wrapper. This is the div that now will be containing our banner, that is this text here and the image. So the next thing I want to do is to add the text. I'll add another div that will contain the text, and within it I'll add the span that will now have that text. I'll have it as 100% quality. You can see that one here. Then the next thing I want to do is to, after that div, I want to add our image. So just add the image. Our image, we said, is this one. So I'll use this image name here. So it's in the images folder, directly under the images folder. So I'll just write image folder, and then under it I add the name, which is banner image.jpg. I'm done with that. Can reload. From here you can see that there is already something that doesn't look right. The image width, it's going beyond our wrapper, so we can just add the class of image fluid. Contain it within our container. Reload, you can see it's there. So we can start the formatting. First of all, let's start with the text. For this text, we can give it a class, the class of a card, that is a bootstrap card. So just add, for this div, can add the class of card. May not see much, but you can see that it has introduced some border around the text. It's going all the way to here. Then we can also add a card body there. Card body class for the text. You can see it's introduced some padding between the text and the borders. So you can see that further. It's here, card body. So these are basically the things that have been added to that. Then we can also give it a custom class. Let's call it banner circle, because we want it to be a circle. So this is a custom one that we are going to add the styling ourselves. Can do that, and then we reload. So we want to add styling for the banner circle. Just come to our CSS, then we add that class banner circle. Now the first thing that I want to happen is that right now its position, you can see that the position of this is relative to the position of basically, like the position of this is relative to the position of this, but we don't want that. We want them to be independent. So we'll add a class of position absolute, so that it doesn't necessarily have to affect the position of this one. And then for it to be a perfect circle, we want to make it a square first before we can convert it to a circle. So we can give it a property of equal height and equal width. So we can give it a width of 150 pixels and a height of 150 pixels, like that. When we reload, you can see it's a square. Then we want to add a border, and we want the border to be thick. So we can give it a border width of, say, 5 pixels. Then I want to show you something, and as we add that, you can see the border width has increased. And then we want the color of that border to be the same as this color. You remember the color code that we were using? We have it. So we'll add the border color as 21 490. We've used it elsewhere. It's here. So we load, it's there. And then the next thing that we want to do is we want to make the font bold. So we can give it a font weight bold, like that. Then we want to align this text to the center. I can just say text align center, like that. And then we want to have the color of the text. We want to change the color of the text. We want it to be this color here. So this color is this one here. Like that. Then we also want to increase the font. So the font can be 25 pixels. Like that. So then we want the content, we want to add a class that will make sure the content is always at the center, both vertically and horizontally. So we can add another class, justify content center. Like that, so you can see it's at the center. Now to make it a circle, I want to show you a way we can do that with CSS, and then I'll also show you the like how we can do it with custom CSS, and also how we can do it with Bootstrap CSS. So to do it with custom CSS, we can just come here and add CSS class. In fact, we don't have to come to the code, you can just come here. Then for, where is it? It's here. Just say add a border radius of because there are 4. We add 20, let's try to add 25% so that you can see what happens. We increase that to 50. As we increase, you can see something is happening to the borders, and when it is 50, we have a perfect circle, right? So that way you can always achieve the circle by just increasing the border radius. You can see when we reduce it, that's what happens. But we are not going to use that approach. Instead, we are going to use a Bootstrap class that is already predefined that will help us to do that. We'll just add the class of rounded circle. Just add rounded circle class here. Then we reload and see how it looks. There we go. So we can actually look at the properties of the rounded circle. See what are some of the things that they have added. It's here. It's actually the same. Now when you see this important tag, when you see important added to a property, what it means is that there could be another property somewhere else that is defining that class. But when you add important on this one, it gives it the priority so that it will be loaded by default. Yeah, so we have that, and then now we come and add a little bit of styling to our banner. Now this is not something that you may actually be able to see, but it's important that you understand it, depending on now the size of the image that you will be applying, because it will affect. So for the wrapper, I want to limit its maximum height so that even if you add an image that will end up being longer, it will fit within a specified height. So for example, if I chose to have it with a class of our banner wrapper. Let's put its properties here. If we choose to have it there, then I want to have it have a maximum height of let's say 200 pixels. So when I do that, of course you cannot see anything that has changed, but if we come to our properties, then we look at the banner wrapper, you can see that its height is only up to a certain point. Just look clearly, you can see its height. So now how do we achieve what I'm talking about? We will come here now. Anything that is within the banner, anything beyond that is called an overflow. Like for this image here, the top part, the part that is within the banner, and then there is the bottom part that you can be able to see, that is called the overflow. So we can always use we can always hide the overflow. For example, we say overflow hidden. When we reload it, you can see that it can only show up to that point. So that will make sure that any image that you upload, it will only show up to the height that we will set for the banner, but we can also increase this height up to the point that we'll be comfortable with. So I'll want mine to go all the way to, I want it to go up to 415 pixels. That way, I think that is okay. So you can see it is able to accommodate my image. Just come here and change this to 415 pixels. Then I reload my page. It should look the same. And there we have it. So that is our banner that we've been able to add. Thank you for watching this far. The next thing we are going to do is now to add this section. I don't know what name to call it, but I call it a feature area or content or something. Yeah, so thank you for watching and see you in the next video.
If you enjoyed this video, kindly like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in the next